welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu with Twilight Sands with all of these lovely people, so we will hop around and say hi to them in just a second. But first of all, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat. And a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm. You can see all their links down there, and also Mage Hand Press. And I do believe you get 15% off all their bits and bobs using, I want to say, Scratticus, the code, but I know that's in there as well. No, Scratch shaking his head at me. So, welcome to the Academy. That's what you've got to type in there. And that's what I'm going to go say hi to people now. So, hi, Mal. Help me.
Hi. I'm Mal. You can find me on Twitter at Malhadale. I'll be playing the Watery Man, Edward Wells. So like I was telling you all in before we got live, I'm getting a new mic, so I won't be tipping for us to run into Anubis this week. So I did think about it.
So just make it worse for yourself. Okay, and then we're going to hop down and say hello to Atomic Firebird or Brit.
Hi. I don't have a nickname because I'm the one that did all of those. So, nervous boy, maybe? I'm Theodore, who can lift things. Why? It's a mystery. Okay, I'm Brit, moving on.
He really can lift things. You basically moved a massive just square of rock all on your own. Anyway, then we're going to hop over and say hi to Nazgul. Oh, hi, Nassim.
Hello, I'm Nassim. I'm Nazgul on the internet, and I'm Bo Franklin Veed for you today. You're a movie star and egomaniac.
Perfect, thank you. Then we're going to hop around to the very lovely D&D page.
Hello, everybody. I'm still laughing at Brit's introduction. That was wonderful. I loved it. I'm Paige, known as D&D and Paige on the internet, and I'm playing Idris Hall, someone who's not made many of her roles this entire time. So I don't know what she's good at yet, but she has a monkey. So all's good.
Bonus. And last but certainly not least, Sage Ophelia.
Oh, hi. I'm Sage Ophelia. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can find me on Twitter at Sage Ophelia. I'm playing Maria today, who is probably going to make some bad choices, but I'm excited about it because it's about time. Too sane, I'm too alive. I need to do some shots and some living.
Fair enough.
Where's your lust for life? Come on.
Yeah.
Hashtag team poor life choices.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, last week you all experienced some sort of, whether it was vision or interaction or something, whilst this sandstorm sort of whipped around you, and it showed you this bizarre symbol, this sort of staff with a crooked end and a claw-like symbol at the bottom. And soon it led you to almost like a block of stone, which as it uncovered more and more became this entrance into this tunnel. And heading along this tunnel, there were the walls were absolutely covered in hieroglyphs, and there was a trapdoor to which we almost lost one of the members of our party, but apparently their strength just took over all, and they effectively climbed all the way back up, passing about 6 strength checks, if I believe. And then after this, they traveled further down this path and ended up in this massive drop, and well, deeper in the tomb, we shall say, and poor Edward soggy once more. But soon after they all landed in this pool, they came out into this huge sort of underground tomb. A huge scarab painted up on the ceiling with a gold, almost like sun sphere, as if it's pushing the sun up and down again. Something Edward stared at for a very long time. And there was a light, a flame, or a torch which Maria and I believe Idris as well went to grab. And as they did, Maria's other half's face appeared in the darkness and blew the torch out. And that's where we will pick up today.
He grabbed the torch as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to grab his hand if it's still there.
You reach out and you grab a hand.
Is it a man hand or a lady hand?
Is it my hand?
Your hand is my hand. No, you reach out, and as you sort of wrap your hand around this other hand, which is still holding onto the torch, you feel very long, very slim, almost bony fingers, sort of very dry, very cracked. And as you reach out and grab this hand, you feel another one start to close over the top of your hand.
I would like to let go of the torch and just like try to like hit this wrist that's already closed over my hand as hard as I can.
Yeah, make a brawl check for me, please.
I'm only good with guns. Is that the unarmed weapon?
Yes, it should be.
Ooh.
You do strike like the hand, this arm or wherever it is, and you feel it come away, but it still holds on to you.
Idris, I'm pretty sure something is grabbing me.
I don't. What, did you put the light out? I mean,
No, it's very bony person here. With my free hand, I want to grab Idris's hand and sort of like briefly touch it to the wrist area of this thing.
It is now pitch black. Could you make a sleight of hand check effectively? Hang on, where is that? I can't remember what it's called in this.
There is a sleight of
It's
hand.
literally sleight of hand. Yeah, could you make a sleight of hand check to see what hand you grab? It just
that was
it just you feel Maria grab your wrist and put it on top of this, what feels like very dry, very bony hand.
I immediately like scream obscenities, and I like just hit it because I know we're just only us here. There's nothing else that could be here, so I'm gonna try to punch it out of straight up fear.
Yeah, go for it. Roll for me. Yeah, describe to me what you do to it. As you can't see this, you can't actually see.
I guess where I would have felt it, I'll just, like she says, it grabs her. I'm just gonna take my fist and like knock it and try to knock it off. And then I would try to grab Maria and like pull her back with me.
Yeah, you can crash into this thing, and if anything, you feel it just break. And you hear it have that clang, or maybe kind of just the sort of knocking as it falls onto the floor, echoing. And you can pull Maria back.
Y'all, something's in here with us. Can y'all come get us?
Did you see any of this? We just hear them squeaking.
You see them effectively in fact, from your view, it probably looks like they've just blown the torch out and are now screaming at each other in the dark.
Okay, all right. Well, hold on, man. And I'm going to take out my lighter and just see what I can get from the tiny flame.
As you ignite your lighter, it's this tiny little flame, and you can't really see anything from where you are. You can't really even see them fully. You can see almost like that outline of them. But you can, it's more you can hear them than anything.
Mm-hmm. Get your switchblade ready, Theo.
Either as we pull this torch back to them, and maybe we can light it, or see if it's still attached and shoot it.
And I'm just like fisticuffs ready. I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't. And I'm gonna keep like backing up towards Bo.
Gonna keep. Do I still have a hold of the torch?
Yeah.
Yeah, just taking it with me if I can move.
You can move.
Yeah.
Whatever was holding you, you feel like whatever it was attached to gave way.
My girl.
I don't suppose you'll turn the flashlight back on. We sort of need that, ladies.
I can
Is it
see.
still working?
I think I still have it right, Edward. Give it to me. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
have
like try to hit it on and see if it works.
Okay, you could either roll like a sleight of hand, or I know there's a mechanical one on here somewhere. Or electric repair, if you want, just to see if you can fiddle around with it to see if you can get it to work, because it was waterlogged.
Oops, sorry. It is.
Oh, see, this is completely my American language mess up, because you kept saying torch, and I assumed you meant the flashlight.
No, sorry.
I auto-translate.
No, it's fine. I get it wrong in this all the time.
Okay, so
But
that
you
was
do have
actual like
both.
fire,
You
like
do have
torch
both.
on a. Okay.
Yeah, you do have both. You had a waterlogged flashlight and a torch.
Okay.
I don't know why that.
Yeah, because Maria's husband blew out the actual torch.
Okay. I completely
Sorry.
messed that whole thing up in my head. Okay, now I understand. We're good.
And Idris, you hang on. Are you holding the flashlight or the torch?
I have the torch.
Flashlight.
You're holding the flashlight. Okay, you're sort of knocking this a few times, and some light sparks from it, but it doesn't seem to actually stay on. But as you hit it, just with that one beam of flashlight which flicks on and off, you see a face in the dark across the room.
Is it one I recognize as the creepy monster?
No.
I was like, oh my god. I'm like, Professor Teddy, do you know how to get this thing back on? I mean, you recommended it, and it's not working.
I'll try.
And you two can either roll an electrical thingy or a sleight of hand, whichever you prefer.
All right. No. I think that this is probably beyond fixing, I'd say.
But
Bring
as
that
as you tip it, that little bit of water comes out the end.
Bring that torch over here.
All right, Bo, if you can fix it, I'll pass it off to Bo.
Oh no, I mean the actual torch.
Oh man, sorry, I got messed up too.
Maria watches this whole thing like
Wait, what?
missing a language thing.
I'm so sorry.
Stecky?
Yeah, and I ignite the torch.
Yeah, it's just woof up. And it's a green flame, not a yellow or an orange flame. And there's a lot more of the room lights up, and you see the stone floor, the stone walls, and huge stone tables. There's about 6 or 7 in here, just laid out, and around 12 people stand looking at all of you.
Oh,
All right, I thought I saw a face, but I thought it was just me, my brain, and maybe tequila, and maybe falling in the water. But there's definitely some people over there.
Well, someone else take these. I don't
hello,
want-
friends.
They all stand, They are in suits, sort of traveling gear, everyday clothes. They do not move. They barely even blink as they watch you.
Seeing Theodore having the blade ready like that, Bo is gonna like just put a slow hand on your hand to like lower your fist. She's like, hold on, let me try and talk to him. And I want to use my language to, or should I use charm? What do I have better? Language.
Charm.
Whatever you tell me. I'm just gonna say, well, hello, friends. Maybe you're stuck like us, but we came in. We just came across this place, and we got kind of booby trapped down here. But we're really just trying to find our way out. If you could help us out, we'd be real grateful, and I'd be happy to pay you.
They stay silent.
Well, we're all real wet here and getting a little bit cold in this real deep tunnel we seem to find ourselves in. So the sooner the better. Should I roll a language at all or no?
Do they look alive?
They look very alive.
Oh god. Okay, I was hoping no for some reason. I was like, tell me they're dead.
Please be dead.
Someone can hold the torch. I will go up and I see how they're doing.
I'll go with you.
Bo,
Silent types.
I need 2 hands for my guns, so maybe you take the torch anyway?
Oh, sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Gracias.
While that's all going on, I'd like to get the flashlight from Idris to try and fix it.
Yes. And you can roll either a sleight of hand or the electrical thingy. There you go.
Yes.
This is your torch. You know what to do with it. This has probably happened to you before when you fell off the boat.
I'm
Yep.
banning the word torch from our vocabulary.
I'm sorry.
We have the light.
The flame stick.
The flame and the light. All right.
Yeah, I probably like unscrew everything and to like dry it off on my tie, my wet tie as best I can, and just fiddling with it for like 5 minutes, just like, and then shake everything up like, okay.
And it flickers and then a beam of light comes out.
There we go. There are people over there.
Yeah, Edward. Now, they're not talking to us if you haven't noticed. And they're clearly breathing. And how the hell did they get down here? I don't know. And I'm gonna like put my hand in my pocket to grab my gun and get it ready.
Aiden is slowly sort of walking closer and closer to Theodore.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but Professor, you and Aiden might want to get behind the rest of us.
Theodore is just holding the switchblade, trying to figure out what way he's meant to hold it properly. Yes, I think that probably makes sense.
Yeah. And Aiden starts shuffling behind you all. And Maria and Bo, what are you doing?
Walking forward as though we own the place.
Yeah, I'm Maria's backup.
And is there anyone that looks like they're in charge or better dressed or sitting at the head of a table or something like that?
They are all stood upright around these stone tables. Not just around the stone tables, like just literally throughout the room. And they're wearing very general clothes. Like everyday things. Not necessarily what you would wear in Egypt, but everyday clothes.
Send a hand. Hola. My name is Maria. We are looking for a big staff thing.
This, the head of this woman you've approached starts to tilt and just look down at your hand.
It's a handshake. It's easy. You grab and you go up and down. See?
Her arm extends. There is no hand on the end of her arm.
Ah, well. I see the problem now. I see you have no hands, but it's okay. We bow.
Silence.
So maybe a curtsy? But do you have the thing maybe you want to show them? The
Oh, is that a good idea?
I don't know. Probably it was not a good idea to take it in the first place, but we have it now, and here are people who maybe they want it.
Well, what the hell? I'm not responding to anything anyway. So I'll take it out, I unwrap it from its cloth, but I'm still holding it very tightly. This thing, anyone recognize? Wanna tell us what this is all about?
As the cloth sort of drops from where you're holding it, you notice the woman in front of you, and those of you standing further back will notice it from all the people around the room. They start to breathe, like heavily. It's a real sort of, as if they'd just been running at a very fast pace. And you can see the woman, her face doesn't change. It's still very flat face. But the sound she's making is of ragged breath and almost upset. And you can feel her getting more and more worked up.
Hey now.
I think you should put that away. I would suggest they don't like whatever, we're just put it away, Bo.
Hey, if we leave it out, they breathe too heavy, they pass out, we walk right by.
Her jaw drops and starts to stretch as she screams.
Oh, no, put it away,
Oh no. I don't know, like, is there like an exit? Did I see as we're talking and I have like...
There is an exit, but could you all make a spot hidden check for me, please?
I know everything.
Not so good.
All the successes, you notice they're not screaming. They're all screaming. On the extreme success, you notice why they're screaming. And from the floor, you can see linen starting to wrap around their feet, their ankles, their legs sort of snaking up around them as it wraps around tighter and tighter. And those who saw, can you make me a sanity check, please?
Ugh. Oh no.
Thank God.
Often happy to fail spot hidden checks.
Okay, you all take just one sanity damage, please. As those of you who failed, so Edward and Idris, you are seeing this linen wrap around and start tightening around all of these people as all of their mouths drop, and it's like they scream in unison. But those who failed, you don't see linen. You see tentacles come up out of the ground and start to tighten themselves around these people.
Bo, you put it away now, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's wrapped it up and like frantically trying to get it back in his pockets, and he is backing away towards that. I did see the exit though, right?
Yeah, you can all see the exit, and Theodore beside you can see Aiden he's like, you're seeing this, right? You are seeing this.
What? Oh. Maybe.
Why are you not more panicked? Like, as Aiden is like freaking out beside you.
Well, you all have been no help at all. See you later. Time to go, everybody.
Yeah, either we cut through the linens or we get we get going. I say we get going, yeah? See?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good plan.
And there is another corridor ahead of you. Again, absolutely covered in hieroglyphs as you run, and the torch flame sort of guides your way, sort of licking its way across the walls. And these hieroglyphs show Anubis, Horus, and that same stag beetle again. And also that this staff, once more. These people you can hear as you leave this room are still screaming.
Y'all, what was that about as I'm like running down? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing today? Is this all just wild, or is this like, am I drunk?
No, there was it's like little bandages. They were going up the legs and wrapping very tightly.
No bandages. It was a monster coming out of the ground. Tentacles and things.
Tentacles? I don't think so. It's like mummy kind of.
Yeah, Bo, what are you talking about? It was weird, but it was just like some like bandage.
Well, I don't know. Maybe holding this thing is getting to my head too much. Does anyone want to hold on to it besides Edward?
Well,
I think I could probably give it a go.
Oh, well, if you're sure, Theo, but feel free to give it back if you're starting to feel uncomfortable. I just need a little break from it, I think.
need some water, Bo? I mean, we got some. I like pull out my water skin from my bag. Like, you've been holding it a while.
Yeah, thank you, darling. Gonna splash it in his face, even though he's already wet. Okay.
Not the way I meant, but all right, Bo.
And you were in this corridor, and it is a long corridor. And as I said, there are lots of images, hieroglyphs, all the way along these walls, the ceiling, the floor. And you can see an exit. And you see that faint glow again, like some more fire on a stick are lit in the next room.
Is it like a green glow, like our own stick of fire?
Now your stick of fire is now very orange, much like the ones in the next room.
Okay.
Yeah, I think y'all should get ready. And I'm like, make sure I have my gun ready again. Like, I don't know what we're gonna find in there. First there was a trap, then there was water, and then there's a bunch of screaming people wrapped up in we don't know what. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, good idea. And Bo's gonna start drawing off his guns and getting them ready.
I'm holding the thing, and I've also got the switchblade, and I'm just gonna hand the switchblade over to Aiden.
He clasps it like this.
I don't know what to do with that. I'm probably better off just trying to punch if something goes wrong.
I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Mother was, oh, you know,
I'll probably cut myself with it.
maybe fold it back together then.
And you sort of, as he does like a spring shot, he's like, whoa, like as it sort of, the blade shuts in to the actual handle. Okay. This is fine. Real fine.
Well, I don't know about anyone else. I don't really want to go forward, but we can't really go back. I don't want to go deal with those screaming people again. So, shall we go?
If everyone's ready, I'm ready. And I like kind of pat Charlie in the back, being like, we're all set, I think.
You hear that squeak from the back. He doesn't seem to be coming out of that bag.
Gun at the ready.
Yeah, my 32 auto is now dried off and I'm ready to go. All right. Well, bring that light into the hallway and I'll be right behind.
And you can get to like the doorway, effectively, this square doorway, and it looks like a bridge, but a very stone bridge made out of the same rock that the walls are made out of, and it's just a drop either side. It's not like a suspended bridge, it's just rock all the way down, which seems to have been flattened out to make a walkway over to another square archway.
Y'all remember the drop that Bo fell through and how it was just a regular piece of stone?
See?
Doesn't that seem a little strange to you? It's another big drop.
See, but this whole place seems strange, so...
Touche, Maria. Touche.
Can I, like, walk up to the edge and, like, make sure that it's air on the sides? Like, it's not just, like, black stone also?
What, Indiana Jones moment? How are you checking?
Just crouching down with my hand on my gun on the floor and then sort of like just lowering my other hand just past the edge. Not on the bridge, but like where the drop off would be.
It's definitely a drop.
Can I just, looking from here, see how monumentally far it is down? Or is it just inky blackness?
It's pretty much inky blackness.
Let's see, this is... I don't like this very much. It is definitely air, and it goes all the way down as far as I can see. I don't think it's a good idea to drop or fire over the edge. So
you can see some more fire on a stick in here.
Like on the other side or by us?
There's two by the entrance you effectively walked in, and there are two the other side, and also you can see some other platforms the other side of the bridge. It looks like maybe another part of the bridge has worn away.
All right. I'll go up to one of them, be like, I'll take both of them out, I guess, and be like, who wants one? And then I was thinking of throwing the other one down to see what's down there, but I'll leave it up to a vote if y'all want both.
I don't know about taking it because there's wind or something on the bridge. It blows out, but if we leave one here, we can at least find our way back.
Good point. And I take one out. I'm like, any volunteers? Anyone want this?
I need both my hands.
Well, then I got it. I only need one hand. And I'll take it with me.
Okay. And are you walking across this bridge? Or it's wide enough like for you to walk like side by side. It's not a narrow bridge. This looks like it was probably a very functional bridge at one point.
Y'all want to link up?
Hey. Grab your buddy.
Grab your buddy, I guess. And I grab Maria.
Guess I'm just holding the statue at this point.
You feel Aiden grip your upper arm very tightly. As soon as they say grab your buddy, you just feel like the doof straight on your arm.
I just imagine Edward and I look at each other and are like, no, we're not doing that.
Yes.
Well, this is it, y'all. And like Maria, I guess let's start stepping.
Sí, chicas primero. Sí, ladies first.
And gently toe out.
And you walk across this steadily and cautiously across this bridge. As you do, you can see either side these walls that go probably all the way down into the darkness and all the way up to the top. Again, covered in hieroglyphs. And these hieroglyphs are almost painted in gold. As your torch passes throughout the room, they just glisten on the way through.
No touching, Eddie.
Such a reputation.
Well, that's
My hands are full.
There's
I have a flashlight and a gun.
There is a massive drop either side of these. There are, as I said, there are platforms where it looks like maybe there's a bridge there before. And as you get halfway across this bridge, you notice the screaming has stopped.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep moving, and I like kind of move faster. If Maria joins me, or I'm dragging her across, I'm like, "This is not how I'm going out. I'm not going out on a bridge. Hell no, hell no!" And like keep walking.
Who's walking back? Who's walking at the back of the group?
Oh, we didn't really determine. It's probably honestly me because I'm not lifting my feet. I'm doing this like nervous like shuffle walk because I don't want to lift my feet too high because that runs the risk of tripping, and this is very dangerous. And I'm also walking like exactly in the middle as much as possible, slowly and carefully.
You've got Aiden pretty much sort of almost a little bit in front of you. He hasn't let go, but you're both probably doing this awkward shuffle along this bridge. And I need you to make a listen check. For me, please.
Cool. I can fail one of those for you right now. Yep. Fail.
You fail.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
No time for listening. Just need to make sure I don't fall.
Focused. All of you are very focused on getting across this side of the bridge. And you do. You get very, very close towards the end when, Theodore, you feel a tug on your arm where Aiden is.
Yes.
And you just hear, is that you?
I think so.
No, not. And you see him look down and he screams as you have a split second to turn and look at Aiden, and he shoots down as if he's being dragged. As he is dragged back across that bridge, you see him almost clawing at the ground, and all of you can hear this scream as you turn around for a moment. This strange, you'd say it was a person, but you're not too sure because the way they're moving looks very disjointed and almost spider-like as they grab him and pull him over the side of the bridge and make their way down. And you hear him scream the entire way down.
Oh, okay. Well, as that happens, I scream, and then I drop down to a crouch because I don't want to get pulled off too. I just need to get low center of gravity, low chance of falling. But I'm also screaming.
What are the rest of you doing as you turn around and see Theodore drop to the ground?
Gun, where is it?
Yeah, does it look like we can save him? Oh, sorry.
I was just wondering if Aiden's body is like they're literally dangling it over the edge of the bridge. So if we were to shoot,
no, they've dragged him over.
Yeah, they crawled down the side with Aiden.
Oh,
Aiden.
Bye, little Sebastian.
Aiden, they took Aiden.
oh my god.
You can hear a distant cry for help.
What, like, run walk over to the edge and look over. Can we see anything?
Could you make me either a listen check or a spot hidden, please? You see absolutely nothing.
Can I spend 10 luck to get that up?
Yes, you can. As you look down, you focus for a moment as if your eyes adjust to the dark. And you're not... For a moment, you think it's the reflection of the fire on the walls with the gold. But then it blinks at you.
And it is not Aiden. It blinks at me.
Shoot it in the face.
Yeah, I'm shooting it. I'm shooting it.
You see
Yeah,
him?
roll. Firearms for me, please.
Muttering a prayer quietly under my breath as I shoot.
You fire, and the rest of you hear this. You see Maria fire off this gunshot, and it echoes all the way around. It's almost deafening in some parts. And you hear this screech as something drops and disappears. You don't hear it land. And then you hear like a scurrying, almost. From that side of the bridge, the other side of the bridge, and from the room you just left. Like hundreds of feet and hands crawling up towards you.
Breadstick boy, you still alive or no? Okay, we go right now.
While they were all doing that, turning towards Aiden, Edward had turned, and he's just like, "Oh no, I nope," and he was backing up the path. Like he turns, and just like, "I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna deal with this."
So are you backing away to the exit rather than where?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can back your way up. You back way up, and you can get to that doorway. And as you do, you sort of can feel the wall behind you, and you feel breathing on the side of your face.
I back up again, back down towards the group.
You back up towards the group. This wasn't through the door you were going through. It wasn't like on the back of your neck. It was on the side. And as you step forward, sort of upside down, clinging to the wall like this spider-like creature, this person tilts its head and looks at you. These sunken-in eyes, this grey skin, this linen tightly wrapped around parts of its body, with that very sort of see-through like skin. And it just looks at you, and it starts, very much like the people in the other room, to breathe heavily as it sees you. And
I scream.
and you can scream. I will be back in a second. I'm going to have a really quick bio break, so decide what you're going to do, guys. It's so fun.
Stay spooky.
So how's everyone doing? How the hell are you? We just lost Aiden, probably forever.
How's Birthday Teddy doing?
Teddy is clutching the statue to his chest. He's like probably on like his hands and knees on this slab bridge thing, like kind of looking to see if he can see Aiden, but he also really doesn't want to fall.
Yeah. Poor Aiden. Rest in peace.
I very much was like, am I gonna shoot this thing in front of me, or am I just gonna scream?
Yeah, Maria's good at shooting things. Maybe Aiden also, but you know, she's... I know one thing, and it's shoot it and it dies.
Yeah, either we start raining bullets on these guys, or we like jump off the bridge.
Or try fire.
Trying fire. Yeah, I have I could make some Molotov cocktails.
I mean, we have some fire sticks too.
I mean, we could try to go into the room that we're headed towards and
Yeah.
could have a funnel point then.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably a really good plan, is to get through to a tinier area before hundreds of feet come to us.
Yeah. And hands and, just,
Translucent skin.
yeah.
Sunken eyes.
Yeah.
Tentacly reps,
So, what do you do as you hear Edward scream as well?
Well, it's already sort of running that way, so I'll just keep running.
Yeah, turn around to see what he's screaming at and start running towards him and aiming at the spider thing.
Okay. What to fire at, I'm assuming? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Can I fire?
Yeah, roll firearms for me.
Oop. Damn
Ooh.
it.
You
I have a reroll. I'm gonna fire again. Damn it. Oh my god.
You fire 2 bullets off, and both sink. One, as Edward, where you're stood, as this creature looks at you, you see these gunshots as the dust hits the wall, the other side as it goes through this creature, and it strikes twice. And you see they're not really eyes, there's nothing really there, but you can see the arched brows widen as it stops breathing so heavily and turns to look at Bo.
So these not eyes, are they like just darkness, or is it
It's like sockets and just bits of linen that is molded away?
okay?
Ew.
Just curious.
Well,
That didn't really do anything.
no, it sure as hell didn't. Run.
Yeah, I'm gonna run with them, and I'm gonna turn back to Professor Theodore and be like, see if he's there.
Theodore is still clutching the statue on the bridge, slightly paralyzed with indecision.
I'm gonna yell at him, like, Professor Chatty, get up now! And then run back and try to grab him, and just mom grab. I'm gonna mom grab his arm and try to yank him up, and we're going now, and pull him with me if I can.
I think you can. I think that he's in enough distress that he'll just kind of let it happen, while just keeping eyes on where Aiden fell and disappeared. Just
As you are dragged, as you still look back, looking after where Aiden was, and you will run, you see, well, first of all, you hear that scurrying sound again, and as you look up, you see these things crawling out over the walls. You see them crawling up the side of the bridge, and they seem to be not necessarily, some of them are very aware of you, but it's like they've all come up because they have heard this gunshot, this gunfire go off, as almost like a swarm. They start scurrying up the walls and the bridge, start heading towards you.
I don't
We
suppose
need to go faster.
I don't suppose there's a bread sticky corpse surfing the waves here.
There is no bread sticky corpse surfing this wave.
All right, then running.
Right. Oh.
You can
Yeah.
run, and you run fast, I'm guessing. And I need you all to make a dexterity check just to see how you're getting away here.
woo.
Okay.
I am far fast.
Yeah. Eddie is just gone. Ed has just he's so done. He is sprinting down this corridor. And again, Theodore, seeing this mass of creatures sort of come up out of this darkness. It's like it kicks you into overdrive as you just start sprinting along with Idris behind you. And Maria, you sort of still with your gun out. You're ready to shoot as they come swarming in, and because you're not looking where you're going, you trip and you fall. Just to the ground, not down the hole. You're right.
Gonna go rescue Aiden right now.
And Bo, it sort of catches the back of your foot as you fall forwards as well, and you can see the others tearing off into the darkness of this tomb.
Trying to get back up and also help Maria up.
Yeah, you can help Maria up. And Maria, as you're looking, there's one of these creatures that is sort of a meter away from you, sort of sniffing the air and scurrying in sort of short bursts towards you. And it spots you.
I'm not gonna shoot it. I shouldn't shoot it. I'm just gonna try to hustle.
You can get up and you can run. Now, Theodore, Edward, and Idris, would you have turned to look back? Have you noticed they're gone?
Would I have heard them fall, I guess? Or would we have heard them fall?
You probably wouldn't have heard the actual fall because of the sound itself of all this scurrying.
Yeah, I feel I would look back a little bit. I don't know if I would have caught them falling or not, but I would have turned to see behind me.
Yeah, you look behind you and they're not there. But it is dark. It's like you are literally your path is littered by your fire on a stick.
Shit. Teddy, Edward, we got 2 down. Well,
What?
we got 3 down. But one's really, really gone, and 2 others are gone. We can't leave them behind.
Where?
Here, Professor Teddy, hold my gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good
Out of
idea.
character. You realize I've just now lost 2 knives. You want to give me more weaponry to lose? Go right ahead.
Like, try not to lose it, Teddy, and and take Charlie too. Like, throw my backpack towards Professor Teddy.
You hear this screech as this monkey inside this rucksack heads towards you, Theodore.
Okay, so I'm visualizing this. I've got the statue. I've got a bag of monkey, and I've also got a gun. I'm just...
He hates monkeys. He hates guns. He hates the statue.
Okay.
Since Edward was running in the lead, essentially, when Idris is like, "Wait, we've got people down," and I see all this happening with Theodore, I come back and I'm like, okay. As I walk by him, I just take the flashlight, put it in. How am I gonna? I switch the flashlight and Idris's gun.
Oh, okay, I thought you were just like adding another thing to the pile. Like,
No, I
balance this here.
specifically Edward, as he turns around and comes back, he's just like, "You're gonna hurt yourself with that. Hold the flashlight instead."
all right, I'm way more comfortable with that. Okay, so bag of monkey, statue, flashlight.
I love that you haven't thought to put anything in the satchel. And you stand there with your arms very full, this torch like sort of shaking slightly. And Idris, are you running back?
Yeah, I have a torch. I have a flamey thing in one hand, and my pocket knife I pull out in the other. And Edward has his gun and my gun. And I'm like, well, this is it, and start booking it down the hall to try to get my friend back.
Edward, you have 2 guns. You can Rick O'Connell this.
I can shoot pretty well, but I am not Rick O'Connell. So, like, I turned around to help Theodore, and I'm trying to figure out what Idris is doing, and she runs back towards the danger, and Edward just stands there, both guns pointed back down the way we came, unsure of what to be doing.
Okay.
Just keep him safe! I yelled down the hallway. I'm talking about Charlie!
Bo, you're pulling Maria up to get her, sort of pull her up to her feet. Usually, I'm assuming you've still got both hands on this gun, Maria, and you see this thing just reach out and grab your ankle, almost as if it's trying to climb up you.
I want to hit it with the stock.
Yep, roll a brawl for me, please.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of armed. Can I split the difference between unarmed and rifle?
You can knock it back, as in like it doesn't get off, but you do slow it down because you're hitting this thing. And Bo, you see this as you're trying to pull her up, and you can still hear more of that scurrying as they start working their way along the corridor.
I think I still have the other flamey thing. So I'm gonna try and briefly put Maria back down, grab the flamey thing, and then like wave it in the face of the thing that's climbing up her to like get it to get off.
Yeah, Maria, you feel almost dropped as you see this flame skim over the top of you and swiped at this creature. And as it does, as you get it very close to its face, you see it singe slightly and it screams and backs off of Maria.
Thank you, Bo. I think we run now. See?
Yeah, definitely keeping the flame, like waving it as he runs backwards, keeping an eye on, make sure he knows where he's going, running backwards by Maria.
Okay. And Edward and Theodore, you stand in this room. There's no longer a bridge. You're in a firm, solid room. And there looks to be almost like a smaller tunnel that would be sort of crawling size. Other than that, this room is just full of hieroglyphs and nothing more. And you can see lots of big panels of these hieroglyphs, almost like they've been sectioned out. And from this entrance you've just come into this room in, you can hear that scurrying and you hear that scream, which you don't know, but it's where Bo has swiped out at this creature. But you hear a scream.
That's Idris. Doing some damage on some horrible creatures. Let's hope.
Do you think we should wait for them?
Yes. It would be pretty premature to leave people behind just for a few minutes being missing.
Well, okay. Well, he puts one gun away and pulls out his soggy cigarettes, and it's just like, well, if we're gonna stand here, you might as well, give me the statue. And he just takes it, throws it in his own bag that he's been carrying the whole time, and he puts the wet cigarette in his mouth and tries to get it to light, and holds Idris's gun out because he put his gun away.
I'd say you could probably light the cigarette now. It takes a couple of goes, but the flame sort of licks along and sparks up as you do. And you can hear not so much the scurrying now, but there's a hissing sort of in with it as well. and that heavy breathing as you see a set of fingertips from the darkness close through over the top of the archway you came in through.
Do you see that?
Yep. Yes.
And you hear that sort of like a sniffing.
I think Theodore's also a little stressed out by the monkey in such close proximity to his face. So there's just like a dual struggle happening right now.
You can hear him sort of scuffling behind you. You can hear that squeaking and that irritation. You can hear him moving about, like feel him moving about in the bag. As a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth set of fingers seem to come into view.
I think Edward just takes a drag on the cigarette, and man, his sanity's so low already. I think he just starts giggling quietly.
I've got the flashlight, so I think maybe I'm just gonna just point the flashlight to, in on one of the sets of hands just to see what it is clearer.
As you do, you see a face sort of upside down clung to the ceiling of this passageway you came up. Its eyes not there, just sunken sockets, and you hear almost like that sniffing sound again as it sort of sniffs along the rock. And as you hold the torch to it, the head snaps towards you. And you see it sort of drop to the floor. And with its very sort of disjointed movements, it starts to crawl towards both of you. And almost in sync, so do the rest as they drop down one by one.
I thought maybe it wouldn't like the light. That was my miscalculation. Maybe we should go.
Yep. We've already Bo shot it and it didn't do anything. We should go.
Uh-huh. What directions can we go in?
There is a very small tunnel. Are you backing up, or what are you doing?
I feel like I probably backed up with my back to Edward.
You can
bopping the bag with the monkey.
You can the bag with the monkey.
Right.
You can see the small tunnel. You wouldn't have to be on hands and knees, but it is literally like a crouch down sort of tunnel that you would have to go into. As then they're not making a mad dash at you. They're almost inquisitive as they sort of move towards you.
I'm gonna flick off the flashlight. Let's move.
You are thrown into darkness other than the light at the end of Edward's cigarette.
I think they like light. Shh, let's
go. Okay, let's go.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It works for what's currently happening. He's just like, yeah, let's go, laughing to himself.
I need you to make a sleight of hand check to find where this entrance is now you've turned off the light.
Oh no.
Both of you can if you want to.
Yep, I find it.
No. Hard no.
Oh wow, okay, that's a fumble. Okay. Wow. Edward, in your panic state, that tiny little sort of ember at the end of your cigarette you feel like is just this guiding light as you sort of move around and you feel that edge in the rock.
Looks like
and you can feel where the tunnel goes. You can literally feel round the corner. But Theodore, after turning this torch off, you don't feel Edward at your back anymore, as he's made basically a mad dash for this tunnel. And he is gone, and all you can hear is Charlie freaking out in the back of this bag.
Edward?
Teddy, where are you?
Can we hear each other?
You can hear each other.
Okay. I'm right here.
Where is he?
I love that we've left Theodore and Edward together again. It's my favorite.
Here, sound of my voice, here, right here, this is where I am, but I'm trying to be very quiet because I can't tell those things are coming after us, but I'm gonna keep talking so you can find me. Please come find me, please.
Theodore, I found the tunnel. Just come to me. Come over here.
That makes more sense.
Follow the sound of me laughing.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay, could you roll a listening check for
Cool,
me,
cool. Yay!
That's a good listening check. You can definitely sort of judge where Edward is from this.
Now that we've Marco Polo'd.
But you can also hear breathing inches from your face.
Just stay in the bag.
And you hear a little squeak from the bag.
Thank you.
And you can hear Edward. And Edward, you can hear the footsteps of Theodore as he comes closer and closer to you.
As soon as I feel like Theodore's close enough, I will grab him, push him down slightly, and push him towards the tunnel so he's in front of me.
You can do that. But now we're gonna hop over to Idris. Idris, you've disappeared back into this dark sort of passageway where you went, and you walk. Did you have fire on a stick? I can't remember.
I had fire on a stick and
Okay.
my pocket knife.
Okay, you had your fire on a stick, and you can walk down this corridor with it sort of outreached. And I need you to make a spot hidden check for me.
Oh, good lord.
Or a listen one. It's either one, whatever you prefer.
Let me see if this is the right button. Ah, that's a fail.
Then you're fine. As you walk through this corridor, this sort of tunnel-esque type thing, very square. The torch sort of passing all these hieroglyphs again, sort of glinting with the gold and some lapis lazuli as you see this blue sort of shimmer over the surface. And you hear footsteps running towards you.
Hurry up! Bo, is that you? I'm like loud stage whisper it down the hall.
And you still hear those footsteps.
It's like,
Just running.
I'm like, say it louder this time. I'm like, please be who I want it to be. Maria! Bo! Is that you? And it opens them.
And you hear those footsteps getting closer and closer. And just running as you hear them sort of pound along this corridor. As Charlotte Carter comes tearing towards you, as if she's not even seen you.
Oh, what the hell? I mean, like, Charlotte, like, I see if, like, it's actually her or if I'm just like losing my mind in this hall.
Can you roll me a sanity check, please?
Oh no. Where did you go? Oh, that is a fail.
Okay. Could you please take, if the dice rolls like it should. There we go. Could you please take 3 sanity loss, please? As Charlotte sprints towards you. Very, very fast. You can smell that cigarette smoke. You remember that smell as she was sat on top of that boat at the dining table. She tears towards you and runs straight through you.
I like feel like I turn to where she had run through and past me to see if she's still there.
You can see her run down the corridor and disappear into the darkness. And then you hear more footsteps. 3 or 4 sets. Running.
3 or 4. Okay, that's not the 2 I'm looking for. And I'm like, does it sound like can I like determine if it sounds human or if it sounds like the creepy crawlies?
Make a listen check for me, please.
Okay, I'm using a reroll. I'm determined to get one right.
Roll 20's being evil lately.
No. Okay.
You don't know. If anything, the number of footsteps is starting to get confusing as they seem to be coming from above.
Oh, I turn and I book it. I'm like, this is it. Sorry, Maria. I'll try to for you. I don't know where you are. Where you gone?
You turn and you run. And Bo and Maria, as you start running down the corridor, you see Idris pegging it in the opposite direction.
Idris, we're right behind you. Keep moving. Kill him with fire.
And I'm like, all right, but I think there's something on the ceiling and it sounds like a lot. I put the other boys in the other room and Charlie's there. Let's just keep going. And I keep like booking it with this flame, like waving it above me, just kind of like running like Phoebe from Friends.
You can run and you can Bo and Maria, you can catch up with Idris as you're running down this corridor, and you have 2 flames now, so you can see a lot further ahead of you. And as you do, Idris, the room where you left Theodore and Edward, you can see the doorway, and there are lots of these creatures sort of poised around the entrance, and some of them have crawled into the room. But we are going to hop back over to Edward and Theodore as you're in pitch black, making your way down this tunnel. Are you just moving down the tunnel?
Do you think they're still following us? Should I turn the flashlight back on, or what do you think we should do?
I think that at this point I'd like to see where we're going. We don't want to crawl into a drop.
Okay. But I'm imagining a situation where I turn this thing on and then I've got some sort of horrible face staring at me, so I'm gonna turn it on, but I'm gonna close my eyes. And then I click the button.
You turn the
and
light
then I open
on.
up one eye.
You just see a tunnel ahead of you. Darkness at the end as it gets a little, it's not super narrow as you sort of, it's probably more comfortable to go on hands and knees, but you can stand upright and crouch and walk, and you can hear Charlie trying to fight his way out of the bag as you walk down this sort of tunnel.
Okay, I've got an idea. How big is the flashlight? I don't know how big flashlights were in
It's
this.
a proper, like, heavy-duty one. It's quite big. It's the big silver ones.
Oh, okay. So it's not like I can't like put it in my mouth to do. Okay.
I mean, you could try.
I'll break a tooth.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna try to crawl on my hands and knees with one hand and both knees and shimmy and hold the flashlight.
Yeah, you can shimmy down this this sort of corridor. And Edward, you can see around Theodore effectively as well. It is wide enough for you to be able to see around, so you can see this tunnel up ahead as well. And at the end, again, you can see what looks like might be a light. You're not sure if it's the torch sort of reflecting off of something at the end, but there's something there. And I need you both to make a listen check for me, please.
Okay. It won't be me. Nope.
I'll use one of my 2 rerolls for that.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll try. I've got one. It's nope.
Roll 20 is horrible today. I had this in my earlier session. And you're walking, well, not, you're sort of half crawling along this corridor, and it's very silent. You don't hear that breathing anymore. That they don't seem to have followed you or anything like that as you move quite far along this corridor. And Charlie starts to freak out. You can hear him really trying to fight his way out of this bag.
Monkey, I'm gonna let you out, but you can't bite me, and I don't want you near my head. And please don't start with my ear again.
Theodore, just how about you take my bag, and I'll take Idris's bag, and I'll let Charlie out, and he can stay with me.
Yes.
Would that be bad? Okay. Here, my bag has the statue in it again. Remember.
Oh.
So it's statue or monkey. Pick what's worse.
I'll take the statue.
I take Idris's bag and I let Charlie out.
Charlie sort of scampers out of this bag and sort of looking up where he is because he couldn't see where he's going. He sort of almost does a lap quickly around before running straight towards your face, Edward, and just clinging onto it like he's gripped in your hair, and he's just sort of got hold of your nose as he's trying out of fear.
Charlie, I need to see. And I move him so that I can at least see around him. Okay, Charlie.
And you see that sort of like whine and that scream as you both feel the ground shake and dust fall from the tunnel above, from the ceiling. And he starts to freak out even more.
I said no faces, monkey.
You said not your face, but we've got bigger problems. No offense, but I don't really want to get crushed to death, so we need to get out of this tunnel.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So let's go.
Scurrying faster.
Okay. I need you to both make me, let's have a look, another dexterity check for me, please. Edward is out of there.
I did okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh my gosh, when you need it, you really need it. And feeling this ground shake, you hear like a rumble from above you as you see a crack form in the ceiling above you, and that dust drops down, and that seems to be all you need to be that, to make you speed up as you really have to start crawling as dust starts pouring down from the ceiling and crashing down, and the tunnel behind you from where you came, these rocks start thudding down as this tunnel starts to collapse on itself. and you can run. Sort of, it's almost like that shuffle, but almost like a scurry. And as you get to that very end, this small entrance, the last of the cave crashes down, and you sort of almost roll out onto this very soft sand. You sort of slide down, and you are just sort of immersed in this puff of like dust.
We lost them. We lost everyone.
Charlie is now screaming, sort of running all the way around you, Edward, and runs back towards where this tunnel has just caved in and is trying to pull at some of the rocks.
This statue is just... It's just bringing nothing but death. This is... I don't have anything to say.
Edward, on his way to Charlie, Edward puts a hand on Theodore for just a second and is about to be like, we'll figure it out, but stops and just pulls the hand back. And then digging in Idris's bag, he looks to see if there's any fruit left to give Charlie to try and get Charlie to calm down.
There is some food left over in there as he's really like his little wiry arms as he's trying to put, because that's the way he came and that's where Idris was, as he's sort of freaking out, jumping up and down on these rocks. And you can offer him some fruit, and after a while he sort of gives up. He looks very tired and sort of trudges over, takes the fruit, and sits in this sand.
Theodore's gonna breathe real deep. And pat him twice on the head.
As you do, he sort of pauses, eating, and looks up at you, these big round eyes, and hands you the fruit. Not really understanding, but holds this like just bit of fruit up to you.
No, that's your food, and I would never eat after a primate. I don't know what flora and fauna you've got in your digestive system.
And it's just sort of looking at you, very sort of wide, glossy eyed, looking up, retracts the fruit, and starts to eat it. And we're gonna hop over to Maria, Idris, and Bo. And you can see these creatures ahead of you. In that room you left, Charlie, Theodore, and Edward. Idris.
Are they blocking our path?
They're more just on the walls. They don't seem to have actually seen you yet. They seem very, very interested in what is in that room, as it's very dark in there. But you do suddenly feel the ground shake.
Can we still hear movement coming behind us?
As soon as the ground shakes, it seems to pause as dust drops from the ceiling.
I'm gonna whisper to Maria and Bo, like this is where I left them. So they're either in there alive or dead, or they're somewhere else. There's gotta be an exit. I feel like we would have heard some screams.
Just run past these guys, or
Very quietly.
quietly run?
We got the fire. We got the fire sticks. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
I mean, I don't think we can set them all on fire. There's quite a bunch of them.
There's about 6 of them.
Do we just run right in?
Unless you want to do with the fire and...
Maria, you be between me and Idris. Yeah. Idris, hold the fire out, and we will steadily walk through this ambush.
Spider ring.
I gave Edward my gun. So all I got is this, and I have like my father's like pocket knife.
Yeah, I still have my auto in one hand and then the fire stick in the other. Both like sticking out.
I just have my boomstick in both hands.
Right, Maria. One grabs, you start shooting, I guess. But I mean, yeah, you know what, Bo, you got a good idea. All right, you guys ready?
See, here we go.
Are you running past them or are you sneaking past them?
Well, it depends how sneaky are we.
I don't know.
Not very.
Not.
I'm not the sneakiest myself.
Is like
again-
calmly walking past an option?
We're like trotting, skipping.
So are you sort of trying to walk past casually?
Yes.
I guess.
A casual
What's up, guys?
stroll
passing through.
past the spider ring of death.
Okay. Do you not all of you roll me a stealth?
Oh,
Damn.
God.
I'll spend 4 luck. I'll do that. I can manage that. Oh no. Oh, do I want to? Yeah, I'll manage that. Sorry.
Mine's not going through.
Depending on what you get, I might use my reroll.
Oh, I can't spend luck on that one.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, not spending my reroll then.
You all... Well, how are you approaching this circle? Describe to me how you approach, first of all.
Not quietly.
I just imagine, like I said, Maria, between myself and Idris, we're facing either wall and trying to wave the fire around fast enough to keep them from like entering any gap.
Okay. Like I said, you can do that. They definitely see you as you try and go up to this. And as soon as they see you, they all sort of turn, and that hissing and that heavy breathing, you actually see their chests rise and fall as this happens. And as you hold the fire up and sort of swirl it towards them, they do recoil a little bit.
All right. Can I look to see where I would have lost the nervous boys
Yeah.
in this room? Like, is there bodies? Is there like an exit?
Now, these things, as much as you're waving fire at them, they are crawling towards you. You can see where an entrance has caved in. Otherwise, this is a room full of hieroglyphs and no other exit. As they sort of start to walk, well, crawl towards you, you can keep these, like, fire on a stick going and keep them back.
Do you ladies want to keep waving these things and I'll try and dig out this rubble?
I guess we don't have any other way, and I don't suppose there happens to be a trapdoor here.
Can I look at the hieroglyphics real fast? Can I study those as we're walking?
Yeah, roll me, hang on. Well, you can roll either a language or a history.
Archaeology?
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm good at that. Let me reroll that one. I'll use my reroll for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see Bo sort of trying to pull out some of these huge rocks. There's a lot of small rubble, but trying to pull them out as these creatures start sort of leering their way towards you, backing you up against this wall. And you notice from the doorway, there's more. You've drawn the attention of more and more as they start sort of scurrying in, keeping back as you swing this flame, and you can see the hieroglyphics up on the wall, and you recognize some of them, speaking of a burial chamber and doorways into the darkness. And you can see a full sort of drawing of Anubis once again. And you can see a sentence, effectively, one sentence that jumps out to you as you can see that staff again. And Anubis is clutching it in his hand this time. As you read the words along what looks like a ridge in the wall, as it says, "Those who disturb the dead join the setting sun, weighed and measured." And you can see sand, the tiniest bit, along the top of this ridge.
Kind of read it. Feel along the top of the ridge. Is there anywhere to get my fingers into it?
You can just about see, yeah, there is a little bit of a ridge where you can get your fingers underneath. And now, Idris, as you're the one mainly focused on the door, you can't really see the corridor anymore for the amount of these creatures that are crawling through it. And Bo, you're finding these boulders almost far too heavy to lift on your own. You're clearing it, but it's not quick enough.
Bo, come here. Put your fingers up here and pull.
What is it?
It's sand. Maybe it's a way out.
Okay. Start like scraping through the little ridge.
Yeah, can you both roll me a strength check, please? Where's Theodore when you need him?
Don't need Theodore.
Theodore was having
Really?
a moment on the other
Maybe
side.
need Theodore.
All right, this is the time. I'm re-rolling. Thank you.
Both of you both managed to get that perfect grip. Sort of, Bo, you're at the top, and Marie, you can follow round to the side as you can feel this door inch. It's almost like just the hieroglyphics themselves on this panel move away as you hear that stone grind against stone. And Idris, as you hear this, all of these creatures start to hiss and start moving faster and faster towards you. There is now a gap in the wall where this stone has come away.
I assume, and tell me if I'm incorrect, Maria, that you would have passed off. Oh, not Maria, sorry, Bo. You would have passed off when you were digging the and pulling off the tile. The bow fire sticks to me total.
Oh yeah. You have both of them.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, all right, and I'm doing kind of like a Olympic sport, a motion, whatever I can do to be like, all right, y'all, can we fit through now, or are we saying our last rites here? Y'all should know some stuff about me if we're about to die, but if not, then I'll save that for drinking time.
So yeah, I think we can fit, but it might lead to death too. But let's go.
You know, I think the fall is better than getting torn apart or whatever the hell happened to Aiden. God bless his soul, but and just keep waving as I try to like squeeze in to this hole with them.
And you can, all of you are keeping these flames going. You can sort of back your way through this doorway, but I am going to need you to make another strength check and a dexterity check to close it. As this happens, almost in a swift motion, as soon as you pull those torches in, hands come around the door.
My God.
Idris, help
roll.
us. Idris, please
See,
motivate us.
reasons for me. The tension is high.
As you do this, the door, you can pull the door closed, but these arms, these fingers are crawling around the side, and just with this flame, you can sort of strike it across the fingers and they recoil. And as the door slams shut with almost like a boom, you see whatever fingers and arms were left just came off and dropped off, being broken by the doorway.
I assume I made my rolls then. Sorry, my roll 20 froze, and I was like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, yeah, you did.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out a handkerchief and pick up one of those fingers and inspect it. I'm like, what are these things? Have y'all ever seen anything like this? And I'm like, holding it up in torchlight.
And you just see this sort of bone with almost, the skin is so grey and sheer, it's almost like lace spread across.
Ugh. Burn it.
All right, and I like just loop it into the fire. I'm like, does it actually burn, or does it just like not really do much?
It burns, and as you do the other side of the door, you hear a screech.
That's right.
See, burn them all
Monsters.
on the ground.
Yeah, I just take both and I like start making a little like mummy barbecue. And like light all those fingers on fire.
They gonna be mad. Did Alice freeze? Oh,
Going back, sorry.
I was like, that smile is very persistent.
Creepy demon smile. No. But yeah, were you setting fire to the other ones that just dropped through? Yeah, you can hear the screeching on the other side as if it's affecting them both ways.
Yeah, that's for Aiden.
Hopefully none of them are Aiden.
That's a good point. Now that we have like a moment, like where we can take like a simple breath, I'd be like, Maria, you got the tequila?
No. I left everything on the boat except for my gun and my bullets.
Oh Lord.
So it's going to be a long time in this.
Well, we don't know if we're really getting out of this mess, so...
Yeah, eternity is a long time too.
I take out my flask with some whiskey, and I take a swig and hand it to the both of you. Might as well start sharing now.
Yep. And I like take a swig and I pass it to Maria, assuming she hadn't had a drink before, and be like, y'all think Edward and Teddy's alright?
I mean, Eddie is very good at running. I think he is okay. Teddy, I don't know if I see my assistant go over like that.
He was a good man. I'm sure we'll find him again.
I hope he's still alive when we do.
I hope for his sake he isn't.
Sis.
No,
I hope
all right.
he's one way or the other. All the way alive or all the way
Yeah, I don't
dead.
think we're gonna find one piece.
We gotta keep our chins up if we're gonna get out of this now.
See.
Let's start looking for a way out of this hole. And I'm gonna start searching. Are we just in a little cubicle?
You are in a huge room. The ceiling's quite low, though. It's not as high as the ceilings you've been sort of going through right now. And up against the walls and all through this room are sarcophagi. There's about 8 on one side of the wall, 8 on the other, and another 8 lining down the center of the room.
Any other doors?
There's another door at the other end.
Good question.
Well, I'm real glad we don't have that damn statue with us now.
Yeah, Lord knows what comes out of those things. Like, y'all saw Maria, you were looking at the thing. I was doing this thing where I was waving it.
See.
How do you know to get through this door? I can't read any of these like hieroglyphics.
Oh well, I study them for my job, and they said, and then I say what they said, but me as Holly is not. I can't remember glorious writing word for word. Me as Maria would. And I think maybe it's where we go to die, but it's better than here. So, and I see the sand. So maybe we look for more sand if we trying to find secret rooms full of these.
Dead bodies?
It's better than living.
Ugh. Or whatever that was.
Say spiders.
Alright.
But the question is, which side of the room we go down? Because we have to walk between two aisles of sarcophagi. See?
Yeah, I guess. Well, here, I'm gonna give back one of the torches to Bo. Maybe like formation.
Yeah, I'll go in front.
Right. Maria, you want to go in the back, and then I'll just walk backward against you.
I stay in the middle. I can shoot either way.
Yeah. Because I just got this pocket knife, and I'm gonna like back up against Maria, a little Charlie's Angel style.
Yeah.
Probably much less cool, but.
Can I make some kind of check to see which row of sarcophagi look, I don't know, less, I don't know, less dusty, a little bit more used, maybe a little sketch? I don't know.
What would you like to roll for that? Like a spot hidden, or are you making sort of a
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, a spot hidden, just to see if anything. I'm the only one who's actually like succumbed to a booby trap, I think.
I think so, yeah.
So maybe just seeing if there's anything a little out of place.
Okay.
In either one. Not that I would really know, but hey, we're rolling. Okay.
Okay. So you look sort of throughout this room as the light sort of casts over it, and these sarcophagi look heavy duty. These aren't just wooden sarcophagi. These are carved.
Oh, you done froze.
They're just carved, okay? That's all they are, so we should be fine. We just walk past. No.
Right. It's fine. Yeah, no, my internet hates my laptop using it. They're sort of carved out of this just solid, heavy stone. And there's a little bit of dust on top of them, but it looks like that same sort of sand dropped from the ceiling. There is one at the end, though. It's open.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay. We're gonna walk on the opposite side of the one that's open. Just keep an eye out, you two. I don't know if we're alone in here. Be quiet. And start tiptoeing forward.
Tiptoeing forward. Scooby-Doo it over there. Okay.
Does that mean another stealth? We're all bad at that.
No, we're not. Maybe we're just being real slow.
Yeah.
And we're going to hop back over to Edward and Theodore, where you're currently sat in the sand. Charlie's eating some fruit. He doesn't look super happy. But you're in this very dark chamber.
So, do you think we should wait for them? Or should we keep going? Teddy?
I don't. I mean, I guess we need to keep going. We get this statue to where it's supposed to be, and then maybe whatever angry ghosts we've made angry will maybe give us our friends back. Maybe that's how it works in stories.
I mean, stories are maybe, but oh God, what's the word I want?
You're right.
Cynical. I'm gonna be cynical for a minute and think that we're probably screwed either way.
You're right. That was completely absurd. I don't even know why I said it. I'm just sitting here trying to befriend a monkey, and I've got a cursed statue, and nothing makes sense right now. I've never tried one of those. Does it help with nerves?
Sometimes, mostly it's habit.
All right.
Honestly, if you want something to take the edge off your nerves, I've got a flask on me.
Yeah.
I take out the little flask and hand it to him.
Do you want to keep going?
I don't see as we got much choice. Either we keep going or we stay here and starve.
I am not really either an optimistic or a pessimistic person. I think both are slightly irrational. So, I think we saw Aiden get pulled under, and I think that everyone else must have as well. God. I think it would be foolish to assume that if we wait, they'll come find us. We'll just end up starving or something.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I don't know how much of Charlie's fruit you really want to eat.
Charlie sort of looks up at you again, sort of licking his lips.
It's really astounding how much it seems like he can actually understand us, and I know that that's completely absurd because he couldn't possibly really, but sometimes it seems like maybe.
I mean, aren't they as smart as dogs at least? He probably knows his name. Don't you, Charlie? And he looks over.
Charlie switches up over to Edward to have a look. Sort of licking his fingers where the fruit was.
See?
Alright, let's keep going.
All right, Charlie. You can either be on my shoulder or you got to get back in the bag.
He sort of looks at you as you sort of hold the bag up, looks at the bag, and backs away to Theodore as you shake this bag at him.
If I can be slightly snarky at ghosts, I can touch a monkey. And I'll hold out my arm.
He very quickly scampers up it.
I flinch repeatedly.
He sort of sits on your shoulder, just looking around. Doesn't hold on to you as such, just sits there.
All right, if you can understand me, just try not to fall off, I guess.
And he sort of, you see these little fingers just roll around the side of your glasses.
All right, we can go now.
Can I have my flask back? And my knife?
take one more swig and then I hand him the flask.
At this point, I just finished whatever's left of the flask.
I regret to inform you that Aiden had the knife.
Let's go.
Is this the second pocket knife you've lost, Theodore?
Yes!
Oh, it's so perfect. Canon. And this room is dark. You can see what's effectively in front of you. Most of it's sand. You're almost like on a pile of sand that you've landed on, and you can walk down it, and then you can feel that stone floor beneath your feet again.
Do you want the flashlight?
Sure. And I'll click the flashlight on.
As you click the flashlight on, it strikes this huge circular sort of reflective object, and a beam of light shoots around a room, striking many mirrors, lighting this entire chamber.
What?
Full of gold and statues and jewels, and you can see some sort of headdress like things for the which Theodore probably known would put on the dead when they were lowered into the sarcophagi. But there is so much here.
Is it just all like lumped, like it just piles of it? Like this is the Cave of Wonders we're looking at here?
It doesn't look to be, so it looks like it has been strategically placed. Maybe with some of the ground shifting, things have fallen. This doesn't look like you found a hoard. There just happens to be a lot of it here.
Okay.
And you see Charlie's eyes just widen a little bit, sort of reflecting with the light and the shiny stuff around him.
I'm gonna put my hand in front of the flashlight light, just kind of like
everything goes
times.
black. As you do that, it's like lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off.
That's
as Theodore's
trick.
Playing with the light, Edward is moving towards the piles of shiny things. And he just doesn't say anything. He just starts, his eyes get wide, and he's just like, and he walks towards it really fast. Before Theodore has a chance to say anything, he starts shoving things in Idris's bag.
Edward, that's fine. Could you just be a smidge more diligent in making sure that what you put in the bag doesn't have any weird symbols on it or look like a god? Nothing that we're going to get in trouble for with the angry ghosts.
We're in a temple no one knew existed, being chased by spider people things, and you're worried about. I think we're already screwed. At this point, if we survive, we can take all this and we can live the best life possible when we get out of here.
Yes, but don't you think that it would be an incredibly ridiculous twist of dramatic irony if we return this thing only to have absconded with something else, and then we go and we start this nice lovely life that you're talking about, and then we get more ghost whispers and broken mirrors and things taking away our mouths? I don't want this to happen again, so please, just a little bit of discretion. And as I am doing this, the lights off.
Yes, it's going on right now.
Please.
Then you better come down here and make sure. I don't know what any of this stuff says. You better come down here and help.
Sure.
And
I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna walk down and try to keep the flashlight on the golden thing and sort of see.
As you can switch from mirror to mirror, almost as you move around.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think the gold pieces are probably fine. You know, just nothing that looks like an effigy to something deliberate.
So like that headpiece thing, don't take that.
No.
What about this sword?
Can I look at the sword?
It's like this golden scimitar inlaid with jewels.
Are there any symbols on it?
There is the Eye of Horus, but that's about it.
How much would I remember from my limited amount of knowledge on this if Horus was a particularly vengeful type god?
Horus is not the god of the dead, but in that way, it's not the Anubis.
The eyeball's probably pretty safe. Sure, take the sword.
Okay.
That honestly, probably a good idea. Anyway, for trying to get out of here.
We can use it to, you know, not shoot things.
Right. Stab things.
And in fact, you do see a lot of depictions of Horus and the Eye of Horus, and even just like a falcon engraved on a lot of these things. And Theodore, would you like to make a history check for me, please? To see how much you do remember.
History is
Horus.
not gonna...
History
not gonna...
or archaeology or something to do with...
Oh, okay. I will do... I've got reasonable anthropology and archaeology.
Either one of those is fine.
Nope. Oh, but that was 1 point. I'm gonna use one point of luck to pass that.
Okay.
Wow.
You sort of study and look at all of these. You see the images of the white and red crown that you know. You can see just so many depictions of Horus. That falcon's head, usually a man with a falcon's head. And you remember it being almost like a very multi-layered deity. And you remember during some of your studies that the ancient Egyptians viewed him almost as multiple faces of reality.
Yeah, I think... I think these that you know this is weird. Yeah, the eyeball is good. That's Horus if you care. It's not Horus like my uncle Horace, which is Horace. It's it's with a U somewhere in there. In case you were curious. And yeah, he's you know, with birds and stuff. He's fine. He's good. We're probably okay. Maybe. Kind of. Nothing ceremonial, nothing with too many symbols on it.
And you do see multiple things like these, almost literally ceremonial swords and daggers. The blades are made of what looks like gold, or at least covered in that. You see a lot of lapis lazuli. You see things that are either brooches or something to that effect, and some of them shaped like the scarab you saw, pushing up a gold piece. Sort of, not model like a brooch, very much like the drawing you saw as you entered.
And nothing jewelry. No jewelry. No, and especially nothing with scarabs. Bad bugs. Nope. So just coins, sword, all the coins. That's my professional assessment here.
Taking into account what Theodore says, Edward attempts to shove the bag full to bursting of whatever Theodore has said is okay to take.
You can scoop a lot in. There's little sort of boxes that you can think of, maybe jewelry boxes. There's weird sort of like wax dome type things that smell very, very nice when you can hold them sort of close to your nose. but there's just a lot of precious stones. You even find some sort of limestone covered just ornaments.
I'm just letting him do his thing. I've given him my advice, and now I'm just kind of like looking around, like almost like I'm not actually seeing the thievery, so I'm
It doesn't count.
still morally ambiguous here.
I would like to attempt to put a handful of precious gems in Theodore's pocket without him noticing.
Sleight of hand, please.
I'm gonna spend luck.
Okay.
I will spend that 3 luck.
Yeah. How do you do it?
Well, I just scoop up like a small handful, only a couple of things, and well, Theodore's obviously like looking around. I just slip it into. Are you wearing a coat still with your shirt and everything?
No, I think I lost the coat when it was because I didn't have a coat when we were doing the sand thing. Yeah, no, I'm just wearing like a shirt and a vest and trousers.
Okay, then I just casually put like 3 or 4 small gemstones in one of his pants pockets.
This is like the Goonies. But yeah, you can do that without Theodore noticing. Charlie watches you do each and every one of them, but doesn't say anything. And as you're sort of looking around, Theodore, trying to not see this thievery, you can see these huge statues of Horus, Isis, and quite a few. They're very repetitive. They seem to be multiple of the same god, and they're there almost holding up the ceiling, or just stood there with their hands out, again with gold almost overflowing from their palms.
I'm just gonna take a good hard look at the little Anubis bust thing. Where do you go? I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything that looks like it in this room.
You can look around the room. You can see another exit at the other side across this huge room with all this stuff. And as you're looking around trying to find like a pedestal or just something where this would go, you see someone near the other exit with their back to you.
I'm gonna gently smack Edward.
I drop whatever I had in my hands, and
I'm gonna flick the light down.
What?
And then click it off.
It goes black. Theodore keeps doing this.
There's somebody in the room.
As Theodore turns the light off and says, "There's somebody in the room," I've already put another cigarette in my mouth and I'm lighting it.
And you hear movement, not like walking towards you or anything. It's almost like someone shuffling in place as you hear what you can assume is maybe like gold under feet as you've turned this light out.
Let's go around. And I'm gonna push him to my left so that we can skirt around.
So I do as requested and shoved.
Okay, we're gonna hop back over to Maria as you are Scooby-Dooing your way through this sort of sarcophagi-filled room.
Yeah.
And you can walk past this empty sarcophagi. Could you all make a stealth check for me, please?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
No.
Are we all just so bad at this?
So bad.
Have we got? Has Paige gone through?
I click it and it hates me today for some reason.
I think it's
So-
just. There we go.
Fail.
None of you are subtle. And you do that really awkward Scooby-Doo walk across and nothing happens. You just see this empty sarcophagi.
Maria, do you perchance recognize any of your hieroglyphics in this room? As my back's to her.
I can look, but I don't really want to look at that one. Points to the open one.
Yeah, don't look too deep in that one. You know what you will see.
Is it like another archaeology roll?
Yeah, whatever you prefer, sort of anthropology, archaeology, or yeah, no, that's fine. So what are you looking at? You're not looking at the open one.
Not the open one, but the closed ones we're walking past. Is there any like sort of similar like thing? Is it like one god that is like the death god is on all of them, or the death god's on all of them except that one, or
Okay.
different sequences for different things? Maybe denotation of, oh, this guy was just a peasant and that one was a king or whatever.
You can look at these and they seem to be very standard. There is a section where they all read the same and you can assume it's right. On each one you see a a carving of Anubis and a set of scales. And you also see Horus. And on one of them, I need you to make a sanity check, please. Okay. You read your name.
Okay, so I think I'm learning some things here. So this guy right here, that is Anubis. He is the one with the scales. I read about him over the sandy place. That one is Horus, and this right here, that's my name.
Oh. Well,
So,
don't look at that one again. We don't want you coming out of that thing. So,
maybe it's better I look inside it instead of just on the outside. See if it's empty waiting for us, or if something else is inside.
That might be some kind of trap thing.
See, but
I thought I
Might
saw
be-
something dedicated to me earlier when we first walked in, and that led me straight down to shoot.
oh. Good point.
I suppose we can move on then.
Might be for the best.
I wonder if Aiden was on that one. Points to the open one.
Whoa. Do you mean we're already dead?
I don't think we're already dead, but if they have a sarcophagus for each of us, maybe that one is Aiden's and it's ready for him.
Well, would you? I don't know. I guess the best way to find out is, would you read it?
Sure, I can. I don't want to, but I can. Knowledge is power, right?
Maria, if we get out of this, I'm just gonna buy you a whole barrel of tequila.
Just let me drown in it. I'm ready.
I think I'll owe you an act reading this thing. And Bo, I'd give you a barrel of whiskey. That seems to be your poison.
I'm sure we'll have many nights at the bar once this is all over.
I think maybe I'm sure Edward is somewhere making himself rich. We just take what he makes and we make our own bar. It's perfect.
Now, if he doesn't cause more trouble for all of us.
See, but you could probably embalm these things with rum, I think. It's okay. We just drown them in the shelf and we drink top shelf. Drown them in the, what is that? The well, I think it's called.
The things we don't touch.
Yes, the poor drinks.
Hey, don't knock it. Some of that stuff will get you Red in the face quicker than anything else.
Let's see, right in the face, and then you don't leave the bathroom for 4 days. That's what I heard. I'm gonna look at this open sarcophagus.
So you're trying to read this open sarcophagi.
Or otherwise examine it, inspect it.
Well, on the last roll, you can sort of make things out. And again, it's very much the same structure. And the name on it is Amun.
Ah, this is Amun. But I thought that was the city.
Yeah, wait. Oh no. Oh no. Well,
What?
we might have to come back here.
Why?
I don't know, might be worth putting that statue thing inside.
Oh, I mean, that's if we can find them again. Whole.
Or just their things.
True, I hope to find Charlie again. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna break me. Little buddy's gone.
I think it's probably too heavy to move, even for you, Bo.
Well, did y'all look inside of it yet? Can you see it all? I'm like on the back side of this, being like, I don't know what y'all are seeing fully in that thing, but should we flash it something in there? I mean, it's got the name on it.
Is this one that's propped up, or is it like on the
It's
floor?
one of the propped up ones on the side of the wall.
It doesn't look like anything's in it, but like you said, don't get too close.
Something snatch you right up, apparently, here. You're
Say,
right,
are you fall through, or
Oh, yeah, you know. Pulled over a bridge, we don't know anymore.
does someone from you don't know where comes out and grabs you, or
Takes you who knows where? We don't know. All right, you're right, guys. Should we go through the door? Do you guys want? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of going further through that door.
I don't know how we're going to find the others if we don't.
I know. All right.
The faster we find this staff hook thing, the better. And this place doesn't look particularly regal or glamorous to hold something like that.
Unless you want to look up and see if anyone inside is holding the staff. But I don't want to do that.
Neither do I.
Okay, so we go through the door and we see if we can find the nervous boys with the bust.
And we're gonna hop back over to those nervous boys as they stand in the dark. And question, are you trying to be stealthy? Because you can't see.
See, that is the error in Theodore's plan. Probably not. Probably just trying to fumble his way around.
And you can hear your own feet, as well as Edward shuffling against the gold. And a third set, further down the other end of the room, shuffling against the gold.
Theodore,
This is
Theodore,
absurd. Yes,
Theodore,
I guess.
either turn the light on, or we should stop moving, because I can hear them walking. They can hear us walking.
Okay. I have an idea. So I'm gonna click the light, but I'm gonna like put my hand like over the side that's facing the gold thing, so that maybe it won't bounce all the light around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't. You can easily shield it. And you can see like Charlie for a split second just get thrown off by this light and sort of clamps hold of you slightly tighter as he almost falls off.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Where are you pointing it? Just at like the floor at your feet?
Like the floor at our feet.
You can still hear the footsteps in the gold.
So, it was at the exit, and it's now coming towards, I think, where we were. So if we just rush over to the exit, we might be able to beat it.
So you want to run?
I'm asking your advice.
I mean, I like running.
Okay, let's
I've
run.
done it a lot. Okay, let's run. Okay.
Where are you running with this small beam of light you have?
To that exit door that you said I saw, but like skirting around, like taking a wide berth of where I think the trajectory of Shuffled Foot was going.
Yeah, you can make a dash. Your footsteps are definitely heard through this gold, and you can hear Charlie making a little bit of a screech as he tries to hold on as you run, sort of taking a wide berth around this. And as you do, your light glances up, just catching for a moment of this person, sort of short brown hair, walking backwards towards you.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. It's creepy. Let's go. Let's run.
And you keep running. And Maria and Bo and Idris, are you just going through the next doorway? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can walk through the next door, and it's almost like a long room. Not a corridor, it's a long room. And you see a tent in this room, like a camp. You can see where stones have been set around, where a fire was, but it's very sort of blackened wood. You can see the white remnants from the ash. It is warm.
Someone living down here?
And no one to know what they're eating if they are.
I want to go inside the tent.
Are you sure?
Are you like just going, haha, surprise, or are you like sneaking?
No, I'm gonna sneak in.
Okay. Can you roll me a stealth, please?
La 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 la. Stealthy. Ooh. Is it worth it? Spending 7 luck. No, I only have 27. I'm not going to.
You can slide open the side of this tent. There's no one in there. But there is what looks like a rolled up pack. You see a couple of sort of bottles, like stocked with a cork, which look to be some form of alcohol. They haven't got labels or anything on them. There's also a water skin and a set of clothes laid out perfectly, as if someone was laying down and all that was left was their clothes. Shoes dug in the sand, trousers, and a shirt.
It's very generic clothes. It's not like any gender specific.
No, you don't like recognize your clothes or anyone else's clothes. This is just clothes.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely take the alcohol and the water skins, and also, is there anything else like a case or a chest of some kind or any storage-looking things? Or everything that's worth seeing, I see.
There's another pack. It seems to be empty, like maybe it was carrying the bottles, but that's about it.
All right, I'll put those things that I found into that pack and take that pack with me. And just say there's just some liquor and water, so I don't know what they're living off of, but at least we have some supply for ourselves if we don't make it out of here, and a little bit of fuel for our fire. So
yeah, I mean, not to say if they're still living, who knows? How is it dusty, or does it look like it's new?
The bottoms themselves sort of have, you can actually see it almost like a handprint around them in the dust. Some of them are fine, some of them aren't dusty at all, but whether that's because they were piled on top of one another or something, I'm not too sure. Again, it's more that sand like dust rather than age.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it looks like they've been here for a minute, a while, but they haven't been gone too long from this place.
So I gotta tell y'all something. I had something kind of weird happen when I was looking for both of you.
Okay.
I heard running, and I thought it was y'all, and I called out your name, and you didn't respond, and I was sure it was one of those creepy crawlies. But it was. Do you remember Miss Charlotte?
The woman from the boat?
Yeah, she was running right at me, like full speed, and ran right through me like she was a ghost.
Well, I don't know. I saw tentacles coming out of the ground earlier, so man, we're seeing everything down here.
I mean, do you think this could be? I mean, I don't know what's going on in here. Do you think she could actually be down here and this is her stuff?
She just keep popping up everywhere.
Is it her clothes? Or are there cigarettes? I know she smoked, right?
I don't know. It could have burned up in that fire.
True.
It's just plain old clothes in there.
I don't know. She was actually here and couldn't. She went through you?
She went right through me, and I can even smell the smoke though when she like passed through me, and I turned around and she was still running, and then she was gone, and then I heard the things running at us, or me, and then I heard you guys after, like right after. Y'all didn't see her? She ran from your area.
No.
Mm-mm. Well,
maybe it's not her.
Should we keep moving?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. I'm going to tear off some pieces of the tent and the clothing that's laid down for some cloth in case I need to make a Molotov cocktail.
Or, you know, a bigger fire stick.
Or a bigger fire stick.
And as you go to leave, Bo, you hear a very familiar voice. Big brother, where did you go? It's dark. It's dark in here. She's shouting again.
I'm whipping my flame stick around. Danny?
Danny?
You see someone laying down in the tent. You see that shadow on the tent wall.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Do you both see that?
Do we see it?
You see a shadow. You don't hear the voice.
Didn't you just look in there and there was no one there?
Mm-mm. No. Danny?
No.
Why don't you come on out?
I can't. I'm stuck.
Stuck to what?
She won't let me sit up.
Who?
Mom.
Well, I know you're a big man, Danny. You can do it.
I'm trying. It's just really dark down here.
He's so damn torn. I need to roll something for myself to determine whether or not I look back in there.
We got a new friend.
Roll a 1d2. 1, you don't go. 2, you do.
Alright. How do I make it a 2? A d4?
No, you can literally straight up write. If you want, I can do it. I'll type it in Zoom
Okay.
chat for you. You can copy and paste it. So it's sort of.
Oh, okay. Copy it. Oh, do I enter it in the chat here?
In
see.
the chat and
The roll 20? Okay.
Yeah. 2.
Oh, okay.
You look in and you see where the clothes were, as if he's lying underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother. And he looks at you. I can't get up.
I go to give him my hand.
He reaches up towards you, and from the sand beneath, someone grabs his wrist and pulls it back down. See?
Then I try and whip the clothes that are laid on top of him out of the way.
And he's in his pajamas. And his eyes glaze over. It's dark in here. And you see another hand come up out of the sand, grab his other wrist, grab his ankles. And you hear him start to panic as they start to pull him under the sand.
Ooh, I drop the flame stick and I am trying to grab him from like his arms under his armpit to pull him like out, yank him out.
Yeah, roll a dexterity check for me, please. Also, are Maria and Idris looking in? Okay.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh yeah.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, I imagine we're hanging back by the tent flap if we can't really see what's going on.
Yeah.
Bo, you scrabble about in the sand. No matter what you do, like his fingers slip through, his small fingers slip through yours as he starts screaming your name as you see him disappear beneath this sand. And Maria and Idris, you just see Bo in this tent, thrashing about in the sand as if grabbing nothing, sort of leaning on this shirt and these trousers.
Screaming, Danny, 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 hold on, come back. Danny, give him back.
I
boldly stride up behind him, put my hands on Bo's shoulders, and say, Bo, do you ask if he's real?
It doesn't matter, I know it's not real, but I can't leave him to die. Whatever it is that's happening, whatever he is, he's my brother.
And his last sort of just the fingertips outstretched as he sort of disappears beneath the sand.
Bo, he's not there. That's not him. It's just this place.
Why? Why are you doing this? Goddamn you doggy thing! You bastard dragged me over here for some stupid head. I brought it here. Why are you still fucking with me? Go to hell.
And you hear your mother laughing somewhere. First of all, you think it's beneath you, then it's above you, then it's around you, and then it's almost as if she was resting by your ear, laughing.
Bo, we know where it needs to go, okay?
And Bo, you are left with just these clothes in the sand.
He's breathing very hard, trying not to cry. Saying, okay, let's just keep moving forward.
Maria will offer to like help him up off the sand.
He is quiet. He's just gonna follow whatever you two do.
Okay, so we know this way is where we need to eventually go back. So we need to find the other exit. Do we leave the tent here then, or?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna do us much good.
You can burn it for all I care.
I think we should just get Bo out this room.
Okay.
Unless you want to pack it up. I don't have a bag no more.
No, I don't think we need these things. I think it's better if we burn it or leave it. Probably just to leave it. We don't know what could come out of it, but we don't know what burning it might do, so...
And I'll grab the torch that Bo dropped beforehand. Relight it if need be, and pass it back to Bo.
It's still lit. You're good.
Okay, and I'll pass it back to Bo and be like, "You just gotta keep chugging along. We're getting there. Soon, hopefully, we'll make it out of this hellhole, but we just gotta focus up a little bit. And if things start talking to you, just let us know it's not there."
Yeah.
And I think we tell each other if it's not there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try not to lose my head again. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's okay. It happened to me too. This place, it knows who's looking for you, I think.
Right.
Yeah, well. I'm glad that I actually spent some time with you both.
See, it's good.
Pulling my head out of the dark.
It's better with us than with the statue, I think.
That's true.
Yeah. And then he's gonna take a big swig of the whiskey again.
It's very warming. It sort of burns on the way down almost. But it is good whiskey.
It is tempting to just sit by the moon hole and to get totally wasted.
Very tempting. Not gonna lie. You're right, Maria.
Just so the nervous boys hear us being loud enough with our fiesta to come find us and put the bus back.
Yeah. Well, Maria, I got your back. I've had your back for a while now. Now, Bo, we have your back. So the three of us, somehow, one way or another, are making it out of this shithole.
So, together.
That's right.
Onward.
Mm-hmm.
Through the next door, and it is a dark room, though there seems to be this strange flash of light sort of swirling around the place, no context, and you feel metal beneath your feet. But Theodore and Edward, you are running. You are making this wide berth around this person, and as you make this wide berth around, you hear these other set of footsteps. You know it's coming from the person walking backwards as you're so close to them now. And Charlie starts screeching, screaming as you run past them.
Wasn't that
Yeah,
the monkey?
You can hear the scream. You do not see Theodore or Edward.
Bo, you're right. That's Charlie. Charlie? And I start yelling Charlie throughout this chamber, looking for my little fur baby.
And you hear Charlie screeching. And Theodore and Edward, you hear Idris calling out.
Idris?
Watch out, there's more things. Where are you?
And I have this light, look towards the light! Flashing this torch.
You
Do we
see a
see it?
light. You see a torch.
Alright, so we'll just beeline for the torch.
You reach where the light is. There's no Idris. There's no Maria. And there's no Bo.
Just gonna wave the flashlight in front of...
There's this light sort of going in your face. Just sort of almost blinding you, but you see no Theodore and no Edward, but you can hear Charlie.
Will y'all stop flashing that light? It's too hard to see you.
Do we hear that?
It's almost like a distant sound, but you do hear it.
I have to flash it. I can't find you.
And do I feel like the torch and the flamey thing and the non-flamey electrical thing are like touching each other?
The light is, you can see the light, you can't see the actual implements that are producing it.
And I'm gonna put my arm out and be like, Maria, Bo, I don't know where they are, but their light's right here. I hear them, but I don't. Are you seeing them?
We can't see you, only your light.
Can we still hear the footsteps from the
Footsteps
backwards?
have turned and started coming towards you as you started to call out. Very slow, almost staggering footsteps as this person moves backwards towards you.
Alright, I am gonna just continue to book it towards the exit that we were trying to go towards, and I'm just gonna yell out, just follow my light! We need to leave this room! There's something horrible in here! And just continue running.
Oh, all right.
And you do see this torchlight manically start heading towards the other side of the room.
You think this is another trick?
I don't know, but I mean, if there's something else in here, I mean, why would they forewarn us about it? If they were on whatever this is side of things. Should we exit the room with them?
I mean, this is the closest we've gotten to them. Might as well keep following.
Maybe this is like the Charlotte thing. Maybe they're like here, but like not here.
What do you guys see in your room? What's with you?
I don't know if I hear that because I just continued to run.
Edward, you might hear that. Unless you're running as well.
I probably would have just followed Theodore because I could see Theodore and I can't see anyone else.
You hear Charlie screeching, and Maria, Bo, and Idris, if you point the torch down at your feet, that crunching of metal, you look down to just gold.
It's oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, let's follow the light for now. I don't want to touch this stuff. I'm not messing with nothing I don't need out of these places until I find that staff.
This does seem like a room for this staff, though.
That might be right. Yeah. Got a good point.
You only see the light, you hear no footsteps of Theodore and Edward. And both Theodore and Edward, you don't hear the footsteps of Maria, Idris, or Bo. Only those of the backwards walking man who treads after you. And then you can hear those footsteps on the gold getting faster and faster towards you. And as you just reach that exit, you hear a familiar voice. Professor? And that's where we'll leave Twilight Sand.
Oh no!
Yes. The gang's all back together.
I know.
In like 3 different planes of existence.
Yeah.
Horace, man.
Took the gold and you're invisible now.
Once you go horse, you never go back.
Oh, I give the worst advice.
Bo is going to be so mad when he sees everyone. But yes.
So many emotions.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you to our wonderful players and also chat for being here with us. Please head over into the Discord because we would love to hear your favorite bit and maybe your theories on what the hell is going on. Other than that, please check out all the links in chat. Also, I always forget to mention the donations for this game are literally you can make it worse. So we have one for an introducer complication. We also have scarabs and also Anubis himself to rock up. So bear those in mind if you want to see that sort of thing. But otherwise, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press. Otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday for see who that is. Follow everyone. See you later. Bye.